I think let's get into it, man.
For all my dogs.
Let's get into it.
All the dogs.
Okay, the
XL bullies and that.
ban the album. Yeah, yeah. That's basically what people are saying. Yeah, ban the album.
Everyone listen to it?
Yeah,
Of course. Drake releases, what, like a week ago now?
Uh-huh.
Just over a week ago now. You have to listen to it. I'm happy we didn't speak. Well, I mean, sometimes I do like speaking on it immediately.
Straight away,
So
yeah.
you get your early thoughts.
Would they have been different to what they are now, Rich?
Slightly. Slightly.
Yeah,
Less?
same, yeah.
Change,
Yeah.
Yeah, it dropped over a week ago, so we've had a decent listen of it, I imagine. What are we thinking? What do we make? Do we have a rating? Can we say where among Drake albums this might sit? Are we impressed? Are we unimpressed? How are we feeling?
A lot of questions.
Stuff.
So I listened to it on
Release day, right? I feel like you posted it. You put it in the Mandem group, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's out!"
I think I might have. I can't remember, but I didn't even listen to it on the day it came out. I just didn't have the time or whatever. So I listened to it last Saturday. Put it on the loudspeaker, and it was just playing in the house. And on first listen, I was like, "This isn't for me. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh no.
Don't all of the stuff." I was like, nah, I don't really like. Couple tunes, I was like, okay, this is not bad, but overall I was like, yeah. So then after that, I weren't in a rush to go back to it. Didn't really have the occasion or the time to listen to it, but I was like, I'm not in a rush to go back to this.
Fair.
So then I went back. So then had a few opportunities during the week, and as the week went on, it started to grow on me. So then I was like, oh, let me play this tune that I kind of remember bits from it. So then I heard that again. So then I ran through the album again. And like you said, as it goes, it starts to grow on me. But overall, I like it, man. I think it's good.
You don't say that
The
confident.
good was.
It's good. The only reason I say that or like that is because I say I fixed the album. So I've basically taken out a couple songs. So I've made it. I think I've cut like 40 minutes.
What was it? 23 songs.
23
It's a lot of music.
songs.
That's a lot. Yeah.
I've cut like 40 minutes of that.
Which is how many tracks is left in your?
So
edit
in
of the
my
album?
edit, I have. So I go. It's all still in order. So I have Virginia Beach, Amen, Calling for You, Fear of Heights, First Person Shooter, obviously, Screw the World to break up the album
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Then Another Late Night, Tried Our Best, Drew a Picasso, Members Only, 8 a.m. in Charlotte, What Would Pluto Do, and Away From Home.
Oh wow. There's yeah.
So how many tracks is it now for you?
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 tracks.
So you took out 10 tracks.
10.
Yeah.
Woo.
47. It runs up 47 minutes.
That is
That's a big collar.
Let's took the machete to it.
you took out
Yeah.
40% of the album, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But then I think, like, and I've said this on the pod before, and to Mandem, long albums,
Not your bag.
like, they're just, because they have a lot of stuff that's in it.
Some filler.
Yeah.
Dan,
A lot of sandwich filler.
where you sitting?
I was I'm a signed up OVO member.
Yeah.
Get the newsletter, all that.
Full subscription, gold package.
yeah. The early drops, all of that stuff. On first listen, I was like, meh, literally, like not moved, like weren't moved by it. So I stayed away from it. I think I was spinning like Nines' album more, and I was like, maybe it's time to revisit it, because I think I heard a few tunes online.
Okay.
Alongside like videos and stuff,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Insta, this new baddie posting whatever, and I was like, maybe it's time, man. Went back in, and I was like, the power of social media is mad, because I was listening to everyone say this is awful, it's bad music.
Yeah.
Then I've played it, and I was like, this is the Drake that everyone knows and loves.
Yeah.
So you thought that it was bad after listening to it at first, and then hearing that it's bad, hearing people's opinions.
Yeah.
So you think you were swayed more by?
I think a touch, because I didn't hear anyone go out on a limb and say this is cold. The air around it, whether that be on podcasts, radio stations. Like the general feel was like no one was moving.
I've still not heard that.
Yeah, no one's gone out on a limb and said this, and then
I've
I've
not seen that.
actually listened to it, and I was like, nah, man, this is the stuff that I rate. Like I haven't called any. There might be a few skips, don't know them by name, but no, on the whole, I think it's like another good Drake album. I'd give it maybe a 7, a low 7.
I think 7 sounds a bit generous.
If I'm being harsh, I could give it a 6.5.
Yeah,
because of quality control, maybe. But on the whole, I think it's decent. There's definitely like tunes that I rate.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, this is good, man. But again, I was watching like some other debate thing, and they were saying maybe it's time now he just has a break.
I mean, it sounds like he's taking a break anyway. He's
supposedly some
issues, apparently.
Drinking too much 1942 and that. Fam.
Yeah, I think a break will be helpful for whenever he does come back and he releases. I think that's somewhat the Drake problem. It's been a gift for him that he constantly drops music, but we haven't had a chance to miss the guy.
Yeah,
not once, and I think that plays a big part in some of our favorite artists. You're like, when that person drops, you're like, oh my god, like you've seen, oh, this person's changed, or you get like, we've had enough time to like desire. You know what they say in like a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
How do you keep desire? Like you need some distance, innit? But I spanned the album on release day. As I said, long album. Not the biggest fan of long albums. Quality control can't be that good on a long album, is how I see it. But I felt a bit disappointed. Mainly because I believe, I can't remember where I heard it, but Drake himself saying, "You're gonna get old, Drake."
Oh, okay.
And I don't think
there was a lot of talk of that.
Yeah, we didn't. I felt based on
Yachty was
the expectations he had given me, I was like, yeah,
felt short.
This is gonna be cold.
Didn't like it. For this album is.
What didn't you like about it?
I felt so on first listen or first couple of listens. I thought this album's uninspired, man. It's just like, it just feels mad current.
It's for the young kids,
for the 25-year-olds.
He's not saying anything.
Okay.
Like he's not. I'll give you the perfect example. Yeah, and I'm not saying I dislike the album. I think the album's all right.
Shot him in daylight. Shot him in daylight.
Like,
shot him in daylight.
I don't think that tune's not on my cut.
Like what are we saying?
That tune's mad. If you read online,
is that the tune with Yeet? No,
it is. I'm sure it is Yeet, because I was like, I
don't think it is.
That tune didn't make the cut.
I'm certain.
I don't know.
I think
I'm not sure, but yeah, that tune's mad because it goes into the it leans into the conspiracies.
With the Tentacion thing.
Yeah, he goes back in again, man.
But like, yeah, I felt this thing sounds uninspired. It certainly is an old Drake.
But I think the Daylight's it's just him.
Okay,
yeah. Ain't Adonis at the end, maybe.
No, I think is it?
I think so.
Oh, maybe it is.
That tune didn't make my cut.
I thought so.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for me, first couple of listens.
Yeah,
uninspired. Super current. Microwave music. This is not a home cooked meal. This is not gonna fulfill me.
Damn,
it's empty. It's like a 0-calorie snack.
Hey, yo,
it's how I felt. I was like, yeah, so what? And do you know what as well, yeah?
Fucking hell, here we go.
What things me is you released, a couple of days before you released the album, you released 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. in Charlotte.
Unbelievable.
Now that's the shit I'm here for.
Timestamp Drake is...
Like that shit, yeah.
Because you know that's want to get... It's going to get the Mandem in.
And that was... And after hearing that, and then you... giving me all this
it's like the promoter getting us
Virginia Beach was a setup as well.
You start opening the album.
Virginia Beach, I was thinking, he's gonna go.
He's gonna go.
He's gonna get him.
Speaking
about where.
So that's how I felt on my first couple of spins. Giving it a week, and I do like it more.
Yeah,
I definitely like it more. I just don't. I like the album more, and I'm not saying the album's bad. I just feel like. I just feel like we don't really know who Drake is. We just know he's petty. All we know about Drake is he's petty. Who is Drake? And I don't want to say this like I'm not. I still am. I'm a huge Drake fan. But who the fuck is Drake?
Your OVO badge in.
Who is he? Like,
Yeah.
What does this mean?
Let me give you that. This might paint the picture a little clearer for you, man. So on first person shooter, you've got two GOATs, undeniably, right? You've got J. Cole and you've got Drake.
Okay.
Cole, and they're both spitting, they're just spazzing for the most part. But Cole is saying real stuff. Like, I feel like Muhammad Ali, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the GOAT, I'm the best, blah, blah, blah. That's hip hop, yeah? Drake starts saying Nadine, Charlene, Dardine, Dardine. Like,
no, but when DMX did it, man was saying it was cold, man. Latanja, Keisha, Felicia, Dawn.
Yeah, but it was context, as we said, Dan. Context is king. He's rhyming and he's saying decent stuff, but it's like you're not saying anything, man.
The messenger, fam.
It's almost like I remember Joe Budden saying this about Eminem, and he said he's rhymed the most words. Like, and it's like, yeah, you're cold at rhyming, but what
are you saying?
Yeah. What
the
am I
snack
leaving
is
with?
empty, fam.
Fair.
That's how I feel about a lot of it.
I said, who is he?
Content wise of the album, I hear you on that, and I think what we need to start doing when we listen to, or you can if you want, but as I get older, what I've realized is I can't treat every artist that I like the same. I don't listen to you for the same things.
Okay.
When I listen, we'll use the J. Cole and Drake example. When I listen to J. Cole, it's because I know he's gonna rap.
Talk about taxes.
He's gonna rap.
No, he did on KOD.
I know what you're saying, but I hate that you said that. Talk about
this is what man want, bro.
I know that J. Cole's gonna give me hip hop, rap, bars, production. More often than not, is gonna be cold. The last album, I can't even remember the name of it now, was him just rapping his ass off. Cold album. I love that album. Drake's not gonna give me that. So then, if Drake's not gonna give me that, I'm no longer. I know he can rap.
No, but here's the thing, Les. Sorry.
So go on.
It's not that Drake. Okay, yeah, Drake isn't gonna give you that, but you have to remember how Drake came in the game. He was the super. Why he kind of won, in my opinion, was because he came in where everyone was just super flossy, super drippy, no insecurity. He started coming through. He was Heartbreak Drake. I think he had 3 Heartbreak Drake mixtape. He came in being vulnerable, being honest,
Comeback season.
being salty, all of that kind of stuff, and that's why he won, in my opinion. And now for me, it feels like he's turned into. You could argue maybe the thing that he kind of seemed to be against. You could argue, but it's just like now you've just like you're saying nothing now, man.
But he's still saying similar on this not in the same vein, I guess. In that he's fucking these 25-year-olds and I don't.
That's kind of.
I even don't care about you, or like my relationship with you is toxic.
Do you know what? I feel like Drake
Arguing
is more
on
focused
holiday.
on
Like arguing on holiday.
shit people can use in captions and under their photos and like stuff that will go viral on TikTok and stuff like that.
But that's because he's like popular.
No,
You could do that with most artists, but it's because he's the guy.
No, I feel like
you're just gonna see it from him more.
No, he does these things for that very reason. Like as opposed to just saying something that's truly deep and meaningful.
Yeah.
Like
Do you think he will be as or streamed as much or coveted by like brands and whatnot as much if he was talking about like I got a kid, like me and the kid's mom, like talk about stuff like I don't think that's
no, but that's what I'm saying. But that's wrong though.
But it depends what you're in it for, innit?
Yeah.
You know, but like
he's trying to go number one. He's trying to beat Michael Jackson.
Nah, that's rubbish, man. I think that's a shit
Let's
goal.
talk about taxes. Let's talk about child support.
No, but this is why he doesn't have a classic album. Because you just want to do everything for Pete.
I don't think. Come on, Rich.
Bro,
that's like saying
Drake
that's like what's saying why other artists don't have classic albums when they don't speak political. They're talking about worse shit.
I'm not saying anything political. I'm saying talk personal. Be honest. Say shit. Don't just talk about brands and gala. Like it's just so. It's just very basic.
It's vacuous. It's just empty.
It's just basic. I just feel like it's a bit basic. Like even like a Meek who's super drippy, you get emotion from him. Like what's
Meek
Cold Hearted and all them tunes. Like you feel something.
Hashtag bring them back.
Like I just don't know, man. Oh, that's bare funny. But it's just a bit It's a bit empty, man.
I hear what you're saying,
and I think that's always gonna stick against Drake.
Yeah.
When we look back, in time.
Even the take cares, the views, if you're reading this, nothing was the same.
The earliest.
You saying he weren't saying stuff like that then?
He was saying stuff then. I don't feel like he's saying stuff now.
Yeah, I think now, and like I said, as I've gotten older, I realize he's not gonna give me that, so I don't look to him for that. I just look to him to be like, do I like this song? Is this song good? Cool. I like this Drake. Next, do I like this song? No. All right, I'm not fucking with this song, so it's off my list. Like, it sometimes just make it that simple.
It's not that simple.
You want an album of 8 a.m. in Charlotte's?
Do you look not? Well, you know, like if man talking about the greatest rapper alive, if you released all these timestamp things, you listen to it, you'd be like,
no, this is good.
Yeah, undeniable. Of course.
But I want to just like shout stuff as well. Like, I want to shout random stuff. Yeah. Like, I want to like believe the captions.
Like, I think
like I want to feel like
I think it's Fear of Heights where he starts off kind of singing. I think it's Fear of Heights. He starts off kind of singing. Then he's like, oh, fuck this. Then the beat just changes and it's just...
Yeah, all the beat changes the beat changes are annoying. They
are. I don't like them, or they become annoying in most songs, not Drake related at all. But I'm just like, this music's like live. And that's cool. But I do understand the content part, and he's not really saying a great deal. There's minimal substance in this particular album, more so than any of the others. It sounds like this is, or could have been, a Her Loss part 2.
Her Loss, you almost give it a bly because it's not just him.
And someone, I can't remember who said it, but someone made a good point that this album sounds very like rushed. Not so much rushed, maybe. Not rushed.
Was it that girl that he reposted?
Current.
I don't know if it was her. I don't think it was, because I watched like half of that and then I was like, whatever. But someone was like, it just sounds like this album was like, like we'll record like a few songs, then we got a couple loosies that we'll chuck in there. But then in comparison to Her Loss sounds like him and 21 sat in a studio and like, let's make this. And then I also always hear, he was touring, this artist was touring, they were touring. Like, if you're gonna tour, I guess maybe not in their heads, but if touring means you're gonna put out mediocre music,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Even there's one song, I can't remember what it is, but it sounds like he's got a cold. And I was like, that might just be like tour life.
I think one song he actually says, I'm in the studio. I'm just off tour or something, whatever. Then he starts, and it's like,
is it for all the dogs? I don't know. For the real dogs, the XL bullies probably ain't spinning this. The Labradors maybe. And that's okay, man. That's okay. But yeah, if we don't get another Drake album for the next year or so, I'm cool, man. He's given us a fair bit of content. Over the last 2 years. It's probably about 3-4 albums.
Honestly, never mind the 21 Savage joint.
And then what? Certified Lover Boy is probably pushing it to maybe 2.5 years.
CLB, that wasn't a bad album, you know.
Oh, is it?
I feel like I'm going to go back and listen to it.
Okay.
I went through my thing. I typed in Drake, and it's like, bro, he's released so much music.
It's a lot, man.
I had a question, and I've thought this for maybe like the last couple of albums that have come out. Why does everyone feel like they have such a stake in the music that he released?
It's actually a lifeline, that.
Like, why does everyone have a stake?
Why does everyone feel
as he drops they have pieces, the mics are on
in the music that he releases? We're obviously talking albums, the albums that he releases, because you don't hear these opinions on any other artist.
Are the other artists better?
It's because you love him. That's why.
Oh no, I said me included.
No, but that's why. Like,
when he releases,
you
I'm
love
like,
certain things he
I
does,
want this album to sound like. For me, when he said For All the Dogs, in my head I'm thinking, he's finally gonna rap the whole album. This is gonna be like the hip hop album.
The rumors,
this is
giving us the.
This is for the Mandem. This is for the. Then, as like I said, when I first played it, and like Virginia Beach started, and even like the title, I was like, he's all right.
Gonna
it's go
Finish push up.
I was like, all right, this is go time. And then there's tunes, and I like the tune now, but I hear it and I'm like, this ain't for the this ain't for the hip hop heads. And then as you go through the album, there are some in there, but for the most part, it's not. So yeah, I just think, why do people feel?
It's because he's the biggest thing moving, man.
Yeah, the guy's massive. We have high expectations because he's made such good music.
And I also think, sorry, Rich, I think when Drake first was coming out, started coming out, I feel like there was a universal, we like this guy.
Yeah.
Then it got to a certain point, and everyone has everyone has a different point as to when it changed. It got to a point of, I'm not sure anymore. That's when the critiques started happening. So for me, my theory is that's why people have such a, this isn't the album we wanted. This isn't the album that I thought he was gonna make an X, Y, and Z, and so much critique. Is because at first there was universal. We like this guy. Now he's no longer what we want him to be. So then everyone gets upset.
Yeah, I think the critiques are heavy, but again, it's like he's the biggest thing moving. And also, I think if you do speak on these things, because everyone's so invested, if you speak on it, like, you might blow as well. Like,
get some
I can imagine people critiquing his stuff versus one of his comrades. Like, his one's gonna have the most views. Like, go, and look at him. He even he's reposting the critiques. Like, so there's a little angle there for some traction, I think. But yeah, I find this funny as well that everyone seems to hate him, but he's still like the biggest thing alive. I just feel wondering who's streaming him. Like,
everybody.
Everyone.
Hate him or love him, you stream him.
Yeah, everyone. I tell you now, I ain't making a album cut version, a cut down version of anyone else's album. I'm not that fussed.
Don't care.
But for some reason with him, everyone takes it to heart.
It's mad, man. He's what Will Smith could have been.
Oh dear, man.
And I guess if Drake's feeling a bit upset about the critiques, Will Smith's probably still upset.
It could always be worse.
Drake's finished the tour, and Jada Pinkett Smith, Shakur, has gone on her own tour.